Welcome to BIM 360 Field webinar presentation from Microdesk. My name is Peter Marchese. I'm a senior consultant. What we're going to be going through today is just a really quick rundown of what BIM 360 Field is. So we're going to look at what it can do, how it ties into a couple of different programs, but kind of from a high level, a little bit in depth, but again, very fast. So first thing I'm going to do is hop into the program. When you first log in, because this is all web-based, so you're going to just be going into a browser of your choice, logging in, you're going to see this little pop-up. This is typically going to tell you what the latest changes have been since the last time that you used the software. So in this case, it's adding more barcodes and QR codes for different locations, so that way if you're in the site, you just scan that. That brings up the information that you need. The BIM Sync tool for Navisworks 2014 to synchronize your data back and forth from the model itself into here, and also the ability to manage different schedules for dashboards. Now, once you actually get to your dashboard, you're typically going to be finding these four pieces of information. Now, this information I say typically because it is customizable. Depending on what your role for the project is and who you are, you'll be looking at different information that meets your needs. So for some cases, you might be looking at root causes of typical issues on your project. If you find out that you have a lot of issues based on secondary damage, maybe you'll be looking at seeing, okay, well, is everybody just being lackadaisical? Are they not doing safety checks? Are they doing things in the wrong order? So in this case, what I have is my unresolved issues, time to close out, total issues versus closed. And I can always come over here and customize these to meet the information that I find relevant for my role within the construction. Now, within this, there we go. I can look at the locations inside my project, and you can modify these to be named and set up the way that you want. These are where all my issues currently exist, all the companies that are assigned to this project, and what issues that they have. And then from there, what I can always do is look at the bottom on messages. So currently there's a message saying the new version of this will be released this week or tomorrow. I can actually see checklists, equipment, tasks, any photos that have been taken. And I have my overall summary of issues that have to be taken care of. Now, if I'd like to take a look at some of my issues, these are some issues that are specific to room 100. So I'm looking at only issues that are in that specific location. I can see that some have comments, some have attachments. One over here has a push pin. So if I click on my push pin here, I can come over here and say Show Pin. And what this is actually going to do is show me where that pin is on my floor plans or elevations or other upload plans. So currently, if I look around here, I can see it's this area of my project. This area has actually been clouded, and my pin is assigned there. So I can actually see that it's repaint door, root cause, whatever other information I've put in there. I can also use this room to put in, or sorry, this view to apply more information or more call-outs, depending on what I'm trying to see. And with all these information, the issues that I'm putting in there, I can always come over and say that I'd like to actually make some reports. From those reports, I can actually hover over these. These are all the ones that are out of the box. All of these are customizable for these different things. And from within them, I can also tell them that I want to schedule them so that they happen on regular intervals. I can modify this and tell it what kind of information I care about. Am I only trying to follow one or two companies? Maybe I'm only caring about my company. My only concern with certain locations on the project. Once I've got that, I can then save those settings. So that way I can always rerun just that particular setup anytime that I actually want. So from there, I can actually set all this information up, and anytime I make any changes here, this is actually going to show up for everyone dealing with the project. Because again, everything is connected through the internet. Now, coming from that, though, if I'm out in the field, I might be using my iPad app. This information is synchronized, and you can notice that the pull-up here matches the side of my dashboard. I also have some tools that give me a level. I have a notebook and that barcode scanner that we noticed before. Now, if I've been uploading 3D content, I can actually do things like get dimensions, read properties, read information. I can look at my push pins that I've created for my 3D model and track that information back as well for more issues. And if I'm looking at other push pins or other issues just in a regular list, just like I could inside the web app, I can tie that right back into a floor plan. And this is the exact same view that we were looking at before from the web interface. I can add more information to this report, make changes, dial it in, and then when I get back out of maybe the sub-basement where there's no internet connection or maybe there's no connection from the actual site itself, Once I get to the point where I can actually find internet, I'll just sync up all my changes, because all the content that I had on here was already synchronized and kept locally on the actual device before I went out to the field. And while there is only a mobile app for iOS, that doesn't really matter, because if you have an Android device, you can actually run it on the device by just going to the website. So you don't need a special app just to work on it. You might have to zoom in and out a little bit with the pinch to zoom, but you'll still be able to access all the information and stay in touch. And if you don't have one of those devices, you can actually send photos or an email from any email or any mobile device, and that can create an issue. So that way that can actually be tracked. So again, BIM 360 Field, what that allows you to do is actually track and manage and coordinate your construction process. All issues, whether they be safety or construction issues, you can take the information from 2D PDF and floor plans, elevations, 3D models from Revit and Navisworks. And what we're going to be doing on Tuesday, August 20th is going into a lot more detail, answering different questions, and showing you a little bit more about the workflow and the process between the different people and the different programs that actually connect with this. So thank you very much for your time, and hope this makes you interested in showing up at the next webinar.